Hello everyone, welcome to this session. I've just solved this JEE Main Test 92 and here I am with the analysis. I have thought 8 to be easy, 15 to be medium, 2 to be tough. Overall this paper is definitely easier than what we expect in a JEE Main Test. So expect you to score marks. Anyone doing good enough in physics should get at least 60 marks here, and those who are doing far better should get 80, 85 plus for sure here. This is a paper to score, and while I was recording, I recorded 11 questions and I realized that microphone is off, so I have to do that again. So in the first 11 questions you can feel me to be rushing in fast because I was solving it for second time. But from 11 onwards you can realize that again it comes out like a real time solving. So let's see. So let's begin. In the spectrum of hydrogen atom, the ratio of the longest wavelength in Lyman to the longest wavelength in the Balmer series is going to be. So what you can say, if I write it 1 upon lambda Lyman maximum, Lyman would be R 1 to 2 corresponding, so 1 by square minus 1 by 2 square. Similarly for Balmer you have R 2 to 3, that is 1 by 2 square, lower minus higher square. And if you do this lambda Lyman upon lambda Balmer, you have to do not 1 by 2, 2 by 1, that would be 1 by 2 square minus 1 by 3 square upon 1 by 1 square minus 1 by 2 square comes out as 5 by 36. This comes out as 3 by 4, so that is 20 by 108 divided by 4, it would be 5 by 27. So A is the answer. Next, two blocks A and B, masses M and 2M, are connected by a massless spring of constant K placed on a smooth horizontal plane. String is stretched by amount X and then released. So it is released, that means UCM is 0, no external force acts, therefore KCM will remain 0. So whatever be the loss in potential energy, when it comes to natural length you have to find the relative velocity. So for relative velocity we can go for C frame. I can directly say the loss in energy of the spring, half kx square, that would be equal to directly k dash energy, that is half mu v relative square. Mu here will be m into 2m upon m plus 2m, that is 3m, which is 2m by 3. So directly I can go from the above equation, v relative is root k by mu into x, and mu, if I put it, it would be 3k by 2m into x. So directly go by C frame theory if you know. Otherwise apply momentum conservation, take speed to be v1, take its speed to be v2, write m1 v1 is m2 v2, and half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square equal to half kx square, and from there solve v1 plus v2. Next one, you have a block of 2 kg whirled in a horizontal circle by means of a string at an initial speed of 5 rpm, keeping radius constant. If we want the tension in the string to be doubled, then the new speed will be, so we know T is equal to m omega square r. M is same, r is same, T is to be doubled, that means omega square is doubled or omega is root 2 times. So new omega would be root 2 times, that is 5 root 2. Root 2 is approximately 1.4, so it is 7 rpm is the most appropriate one. Next one, two bulbs consume the same power when operated at 200 and 300 volt respectively. Okay, so first of all they operate same power. I know P rated I know is equal to V rated square by R, something like this, or P is V square by R directly you can say. So power is same at these two voltages, that means I can directly say this 200 square upon R1 would be equal to 300 square upon R2. So this R1 by R2 ratio comes out as 4 by 9. Now when they are connected in series across a source of 400, ratio of power consumed. In series I know I will be same, so power consumed is I square R, so P would be proportional to R. So I can directly say P1 by P2 is R1 by R2, that would be 4:9. You can directly do this. Next one, two coils have a mutual inductance of 5 millihenry. I can write current changes in the first coil according to this equation, maximum value of EMF in second coil. So I can write E2 is minus m di1 by dt. What is m? It is 5 into 10 ki power minus 3 di1 by dt. I should do this with omega I naught, it becomes, so 100 pi into I naught is 10 and sine becomes cos. So peak value will be this. So what is this value? 3 goes, so what it is 5 pi, so go for option B directly you can write. Next one, then let be a spherical symmetric charge distribution like this up to R and then no charge. Let R be the distance from origin, the electric field at distance R from the origin, that is at the inside point. So what I can do, let me draw it like this. So by the logic, at any point at distance R, I can directly say, because it is spherical symmetry, E directly you write as KQ enclosed by R square. So now I have to find this Q enclosed. So for finding this Q enclosed, what I do, I go at a distance X, take a thin shell of dx volume of thickness. So what I can say, this charge dq would be rho into dv. Rho is rho naught, small r I can write as x, and capital R is capital R. Let me write it properly. Rho naught x by r, and this volume is 4 pi x square dx. You all are familiar with it. So the q enclosed I can calculate by integration. So rho naught into 4 pi, that I can take as common, upon r. This is x cube dx and limit from 0 to r. So it becomes 4 pi rho naught by r, and it becomes 0 to r. So it becomes r to the power 4 by r by 4. So this goes like this. So the electric field is k is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, q enclosed is pi rho naught r to the power 4 by r divided by r square. So this pi and pi goes, what I will have, rho naught, this becomes r square, this becomes 4 epsilon naught r. Look at the options. A is the correct one. Now the seventh one. A bar magnet of length 10 centimeter, okay, and pole strength 2 ampere millimeter makes an angle 60 with the uniform field of induction 50. The couple acting, that means torque. So torque you know is mb sine 60. What is m? Like the dipole, q into d I can write. So here 2 into 10 raised to power minus 1, that is the pole strength, into that length, that is the m. B is 50, sine 60 you all know is root 3 by 2. So this 2 and 2 goes, this is 5 root 3 Newton meter. Again option A is the answer. Next one. The value of a gravitational acceleration at high touch above the earth's surface is g by 4. So you can say outside, we know g outside varies as 1 by r square. So to g to become g by 4, that means 1 by r square, this r should become 2r I can say, and r becomes 2r, that is r plus h, because this r is measured from the center, so height would be r. You can also do by the formula that you generally apply. Next one. Cup of tea cools from 80 to 60 in 40 seconds, and the surrounding temperature, ambient temperature, is 30. What time it takes to cool from 60 to 50? Okay, so let me represent it like this. So this is temperature versus time. So it starts with 80, and ultimately I know it will reach this temperature which you call as 30. So for going from 80 to 60, it has taken some time, let's say delta t1, and now you have to take the time to go from 60 to 50, let it be delta t2. This is given, this is unknown. So first of all I apply this Newton's law of cooling in approximate form between these 2 points. So what is the change in temperature? 20 is the drop, and what you have taken, 40 seconds it is taken, that is k times theta average. 80 to 60, theta average is 70, ambient temperature is 30. This is your first equation. Apply the second equation between 60 and this 50 point. So change is 10 time, let's say delta t2, that is k, and here 60 and 50 average would be 55 minus 30. This is second equation. Now what you do, divide them. So if you divide it, this is 2 by 4, and this it comes out as 1 by 20 times delta t2 this side. Kk goes, this is 40, this is 25, so this is 5 by 8. So delta t2 is 160 by 5. 160 by 5 means it is 32 seconds. Go for option C here. Next one. Particle of charge per unit mass or specific charge, you can say alpha is released from origin with v naught I cap in the magnetic field minus b naught k cap for this limit. So we will have to check whether this width is greater than the radius or not, and this is 0 onwards. X coordinate of the particle at time t, which is greater than pi by 3 b naught alpha. It looks like it won't complete the circle. I can make it out. Let me try it. Let it be x axis, let it be y axis. So velocity initial was v naught I cap, and field is inwards. So field is inwards, not here, from 0 to here. So let's say it is, field is like this, this up to this x coordinate. This x coordinate is what we are given. Let's say let's be x naught or something. So I can make, let it be positive charge, it will be drifted like this, and let me check if it completes or not. First of all, radius of the path would be mv naught upon q b naught, and q by m is alpha, that is v naught upon alpha b naught, and this distance is definitely lesser than this, so I can directly say it won't complete the circle. So let's say this is the center, this would be the radius, so I can make it out by how much angle it turns. So if this is d or x naught, whatever you have written, this is d by r, so I directly remember this sine theta is d by r. So this d is root 3 by 2 v naught upon b naught alpha, and this is again v naught upon b naught alpha. This goes, this is root 3 by 2. That means theta is 60 degree. So it turns by 60, so this velocity will now be at an angle 60 degree here, theta. Now time taken will be here in this part would be t by 6, because t by 6, because 60 degree it is turning, t you know is 2 pi m by qb naught upon 6, and q by m is alpha, so it is pi by what we have 3v naught alpha, which is given. So time is greater than this, so what happens till this time, this is at this point, this x coordinate is x naught. After that velocity will remain constant, and this vx will now become v naught cos 60, which is v naught by 2. So I can directly make out x coordinate now would be this x naught, which is root 3 v naught upon 2 v naught alpha plus this v naught by 2 into remaining time would be t minus this time is pi upon 3 b naught alpha. So look at the options now. This is not, this is C option. You can go for very nicely designed question. A ball is projected from point A with a velocity 10 perpendicular to the incline as shown. The range of the ball on the incline. So it is thrown like this. So let's say this is y-axis, this is x-axis. So here uy is 10, ux is 0, but again ay would be minus g cos 30, ax is going to be g sin 30. So first of all, time of flight depends on y motion. I can directly write as 2 uy upon magnitude of ay. So 2 into 10, ay is g cos 30, that is 10 into root 3 by 2. So it is 4 by root 3 seconds. Now the range will be uxt plus half axt square here, because acceleration is also in x, ux is 0. Ax g sin 30, that will be 10 into 1 by 2, 5 t square would be 4 square, which is 16, root 3 is 3. So it is 8 5s are 40 by 3 meter. I can go for option A. Next one. Using the following data, what is this data? Mass of the hydrogen atom you are given is whatever it is, neutron, nitrogen atom. Calculate value of the binding energy of the nucleus of the hydrogen atom. So what we can write, binding energy would be equal to, what we can say, what is the components total mass? Components total mass we will say is 7 times this hydrogen atom, 1.00783 plus 7 times 1.00867. This is the initial mass. Final mass is 14.00307 U. So that is the mass defect in U multiplied by c square. C square I can write as 935 1.5 MeV by U. U and U will cancel. This will be the answer. So now first of all do the calculations. Okay, so 7 3s are 21, 7 8s are 56, 8 5 7 7s are 9, 54, 0, 7.05481, 7 7s are 49, 42, 46, 4, 80, 56, 60, 0, 7, minus 14.00307 into 931.5. Okay, now add up 9 and 1 10, 8 and 7 15, 5 11, 14, 14.00307 into 931.5. Okay, so what we have, let me check this digits. Yes, 5 and 5. So 0 10 minus 7 is 3, 4 minus 0 is 4, 5 minus 3 is 2, 11.11243 into 931.5. So it definitely would be greater than 100 for sure. Now how to do this? I can approximate it as 0.11 into 930 approximately. It would be slightly greater than this value because I have reduced both of them. 11 3s are 33, 11 9s are 99, that is 102.3. so it would be slightly greater, so 104 would be the answer. Next one. A U-tube of the uniform bore of cross-sectional area A is set up vertically with open ends. Liquid of mass m and density D is poured in it. The liquid column will oscillate with a period. Okay, so how it is going to oscillate? So you directly remember this formula here. This is directly being taught to you, 2 pi under root L by G. L is what we can say is the length of the liquid in one of the limbs. Now what it is given, the liquid column will oscillate. So L is the length of the liquid in each of the limb that we say. So total length would be, we can say 2L. 2L will be equal to 2L into A is the total volume, that would be equal to mass upon density. So I can write this L as m upon 2 AD. I can write this m upon 2 AD. So going by this, what we can have, time period is equal to 2 pi root of L, what it becomes, m upon 2 ADG. If you want you can derive it, but no point. Okay, this is not the answer. This is 2 ADG, so go for option D here. Now next, the number of photons emitted per second by a 10 watt sodium sodium vapor lamp, assuming 90% of the consumed energy is converted into light, is. Okay, so 90% energy is converted, so it is basically emitting 9 watt of energy in that light form. So number of photons would be n into energy of each photon, which is you can write as hc by lambda. So n would be 9 into lambda. Lambda is 519 nano, it is 10 to the power minus 9. H is 6.63 into 10 raised to power minus 34. C is 3 in 10 ki power 8. So this is 34, 9 and 8 17, so it is 10 to the power 17. 590 into 9 upon 3 into 6.63 I can write. So this is 3. So 590 into 3 or 59 into 3 I can take it 10 to the power 8. 59 into 3, 3 9 are 27 and 2 goes 3 5 177 upon 6.63. So if you do this, this is 6.63, so it would be somewhere between 20 and 30, so it would be 2 point or 3 point something into 10 to the power 19 I will go for. So or point, if I write, it would be 10 to the power 20. So this is option C. I can make it out from the power itself because the figures are same, so no point in calculating. Next one, the 15th one. In a cylinder piston arrangement, air is under a pressure P1. Soap bubble of radius r lies inside the cylinder. Soap bubble has surface tension T. Radius of soap bubble is reduced to half. Find the pressure P2 which air should be compressed isothermally. Okay, you have to reduce the soap bubble radius to be half. That means its inside pressure is going to increase. So what we have initially, the pressure inside the soap bubble will be P1 plus 4s by r or 4t by r into volume. Volume was, let's say we call it whatever be the volume at it, that is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Now its radius is to be reduced and it is isothermally, so I am writing P1 V1 is P2 V2, that I am writing here. So final pressure whatever it be, let's say P1 of the bubble and P2 of the bubble, that would be P2 plus 4t upon r by 2 I can write into 4 by 3 pi, it will become r by 2 whole cube. So going by this, what I can get, this 4 by 3 pi r cube will completely go. P1 plus 4t by r, that would be P2 plus 8t by r, and it would be 1 by 8. So what we can have, 8P1 plus 32t by r is P2 plus 8t by r. What we are searching for? We are searching for P2. So P2 in this case comes out as 8P1 plus 32 minus 8, that is 24, and this is t, sorry, 24t by r. So going by the option, it will be C. So again a nice question. Surface tension is usually not comfortable many students. A narrow parallel beam light incident on transparent sphere of refractive index n. Okay, if the beam finally gets focused at a point situated at a distance 2 times radius of sphere from the center of the sphere, find the value of the n. So what we will do here, there will be 2 times refraction, that you know. Okay, let me change the pen, it did not looks good, and let me try it with some other color. Yeah, now a narrow parallel beam. So a narrow parallel beam, let's say, comes like this, this beam comes like this. Okay, this is the parallel beam. So for the first surface refraction, what I can write, n2 by v1 minus 1 by infinity minus infinity, whatever you write, that is n minus 1 into plus r. So this v1 comes out as nr upon n minus 1, definitely greater than r I can write, and generally if I take it as 3 by 2, but no point in taking it. So let's say 3 by 2 if I take, this would be 3 by 2 upon 1 by 2, that is 3r. So it would be somewhere here. So ray will go, this is the real ray, and after that I'll do the projections like this, and it will meet somewhere here. This is image I1. Now for the second surface, the image is at this distance I can write as with respect to this is nr upon n minus 1 minus 2r. So now what I can write, final is 1 by v, v will be measured from here, minus n upon, this would be positive, this would be n upon n minus 1 minus 2 times r, that would be equal to 1 minus n into minus r I can write. So 1 by v is, I can make it as n minus 1 by r, taking negative both sides, plus n into or write it in this form only. Let me see if I can simplify it or not. Write it like this, n upon, this would be n minus 2n plus 2, and that would be n minus 1 times r I can write. So the final image comes out what it comes out. Let me do it. So 1 by v, write it like this only now. This is n minus 1, and if I do this, this is 2 minus n I am getting into r. So this is the value we are getting. What we are getting, this is not equal, this is okay, this distance is given as 2 into radius of a sphere. Okay, that means this v is equal to r. So this v is equal to r. So now this is somewhat easier for us. I was searching what to do, but this is now simplified like this. So what we have, 1 is equal to n minus 1, I can take as common, it is equal to 1 plus n upon 2 minus n. Take the LCM, n minus 1, this would be 2 minus n, so 2 it will become upon 2 minus n. So it is easy now. 2 minus n is 2n minus 2. So 2 and 2, 4, 4 is equal to 3n, so n is equal to 4 by 3. So nice question, do it carefully and you will get the answer. Next one, the MI of a door of mass m, length 2l and width l about its longer side. Longer side is this one. So about this, it is basically, you can say a slab like this, so you take it as the thin rods like this, so it would be ml square by 3, this length is l, so ml square by 3 you can directly go for that, you do for a rod, considering them as multiple rods like this. So multiple rods like this, each will have that ml square by 3, that is what we can do here, that is the better way of looking at it. Next one, steel ball m1 of 1 kg moving with velocity 50 collides with another ball of 200 gram lying on the ground. Due to collision, kinetic energy lost, their internal energy changes to T1 and T2 and the temperature changes m1 and m2 respectively. Specific heat of steel is unit J, is this then? Okay, due to collision the kinetic energy is lost. Lost means it is completely it is lost. No, internal energy changes equally, so here no type of collision something is given. I can simply go by the logic that the internal energy change is same. So the first one, m1 s delta t1 would be equal to m2 s delta t2. I can make it out, s is same, so the ratio of delta t1 is to delta t2 is m2 by m1, which is 200 by 1000, that is 1 by 5. So the second one changes 5 times, so this is wrong. 1.4 into 5, if I do 5 into 1.47, that would be exactly, if I do 1.47 into 5, 5 7 is 5, 3, 5 4 are 23, 2 5 1, 7.35, so it is also not right. Here what I can do, 3.4 into 5, that is 17, so I can go by only by this logic, nothing else logic I am trying to make it up here. What I can understand, I have tried by this, otherwise I don't think the language is that appropriate, but yes, still I can find the answer. Front of a diffraction pattern of a single slit is obtained in the focal plane of the lens of focal length 1 meter if the third minimum is formed at a distance of 5 mm from the central maximum wavelength of light used is less than the width of the slit is. What you have, third minima would be at 3 lambda L by A, that is 5 of mm. So the width of the slit A would be 3, 5000 angstrom means 5 in 10 ki power minus 7, length is 1, 5 into 10 raised to power minus 3, this 5 and 5 goes, so this is 3 into 10 raised to power minus 4 meters. So 3 into 10 raised to power minus 4 meter is 0.03 centimeter. Easy question for you. Next, for SHM, okay, there are 4 vibrations. 8 cos omega t, 4 this plus pi by 2 are superimposed the resulting amplitude. Just use the phasor. The first one, let's say, is 8, the second one at 90 degree it is 4, the third one at 180 degree 2, the third one at fourth one at 1. So 4 and 1 will become 3 here, 8 and 2 will become 6 here. So the resultant will be having a magnitude, if I can do, this is under root of 6 square plus 3 square, that is root of 45, and this angle tan theta, this tan theta would be 1 by 2. So theta is tan inverse 1 by 2, so go for option A. Just if you know the phasors, it's an easy one, otherwise it's a tough one. Next, Carnot engine whose sink at 300 has an efficiency 40. By how much the temperature of the source be increased so to increase the efficiency by 50% of the original, that means 40 to 60. So initially 0.4 is 1 minus 300 by Th. Now by how much it has to be increased, so what you need, 0.6, that is 1 minus 300 upon Th dash, I can say. So from both equations what I can say, 300 upon Th initially was 0.6, or you can say Th initially was 300 upon 0.6, that is 500. From the second, 300 upon Th dash comes out as 0.4, or Th dash comes out as 3000 by 4, which comes out as 750. So its temperature should be increased by what I can say by 250 Kelvin. Next, also 50% increase you can say. Book of weight 20 Newton is pressed between, now book of weight 20 Newton is pressed between two hands and each hand exerts a force of 40. If the book just starts to slide down, what is the value of coefficient of friction? So let's say this is the book, you are putting it with this forces F and F, so this basically generates a normal, because if you push it, it will push you here, so that normal will be that F, so N is generated as 40, and this mg tries to take it down, so I should not show this N because N is exerted by book, so I am not drawing the FBD, so I will draw the FBD of the book only, let's say like this. So friction acts like this is F and F, so I can make it out in limiting case 2F is equal to mg, or 2 times mu F equal to mg, that is because N is equal to F. So the value of the mu is mg is 20 upon 2 into F, which is 2 into 40, that is it is 1 by 4. So the coefficient of friction comes out as 0.25 in this case. Next one, LED has a voltage of 2 volt drop across it and passes a current of 10 milliampere. When it operates with 6 volt battery through a limiting resistor R, what is the value of R? So current is 10 milliampere and the resistor we said 2 is dropped here, so the voltage across that resistor will be 4 volt, current through it would be 10 milliampere, so resistance is voltage upon I, 4 upon 10 into 10 ki power minus 3, so that is 4000 by 10, that is 400 ohms you require, so it is 400 I can go for, the value of the resistor will be 400. Easy one, no use of LED as such. In a screw gauge, 5 complete rotations cause it to move a distance of 0.25. That means the pitch distance moved in one rotation would be 0.05. There are 100 circular scale divisions, so least count would be pitch upon number of divisions on circular scale, 0.05 upon 100, so 0.0005 centimeters. The thickness of the wire measured by the screw gauge gives a reading of 4 main scale division, that is 4 times pitch, that would be 0.20 centimeters, plus 30, that is 0.0005 into 30. So this comes out, this is 30 into 5, so 5 3s are 15, and this 1 0 will be shifted, so what we can see 1 2 3 4, so it would be now the it is 30 times, so it would be 0.015, I can make it out, 35 is 150, yes, 0.015, so 0.20 plus 0.015, that is 0.215, that is what I can write, that is 0.215, I can make it out, 0.215, this is coming in, this is coming in, this is coming in centimeters, so in millimeters it would be 2.15, so it is asking in millimeters, so answer would be not 0.215, it would be 2.15. You should be careful about it, it is 2.15, they have written wrongly 21.5, it is 2.15. A 3 kg object has an initial velocity this, what would be the total work done if the velocity changes? We know work done is equal to delta k, nothing else. So initial velocity u is 6 square plus 2 square, final velocity is 8 square plus 4 square under root. So it is half m, m is 3, v square would be 8 square plus 4 square, 64 plus 16 is 80, 36 plus 4 is 40, so it is 40 into 3 by 2, 20 into 3, that is 60 joule is what you can say is the net work done, and this completes our paper. Thanks for watching.